In the headlines of this hour on VTV News. Prime Minister calls for enhanced control over the gold market amid turbulent global development. And next, agricultural export turnover hits record high. In a world news, North Korea directs military to strengthen combat capabilities.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is currently 3 p.m. local time and you're tuning in to 30 minutes of VTV News. I'm Dylan Lei with the latest updates. Now, Prime Minister Phie has issued a dispatch calling for stricter management of the domestic gold market. That is particularly important as the global gold market is experiencing turbulent developments, leading to a rapid increase in domestic gold prices and negative impacts on the domestic financial market. The Prime Minister has instructed the State Bank of Vietnam, or SBV, to promptly implement prescribed solutions to stabilize the gold market. The SBV is also tasked with conducting a comprehensive assessment of the state management of the domestic gold market and proposing appropriate regulatory solutions to competent authorities. The goal is to ensure a transparent, healthy, effective, and sustainable gold market. All of these actions must be completed by January 2024. Furthermore, the Prime Minister has requested relevant authorities cooperate with the SBV in promptly implementing measures to strictly enforce the law and address any violations related to the gold market and trading. Vietnam's overseas direct investment has surpassed $22 billion across 1,701 active projects. Numerous businesses and projects invested overseas have achieved profitability, bringing back close to $2 billion this year. In response, both government bodies and private sector's entities are taking steps to enhance the effectiveness of these international investments.
According to a 2023 report from the Ministry of Planning and Investment, Vietnam's total overseas investment capital, comprising both new and adjusted funds, is projected to hit around $421 million. This figure represents 78% of the investment in the same timeframe last year. Despite a reduction in total capital, the number of projects saw an uptick, with 124 receiving new investment registration certificates. This trend indicates that international investment remains a highly profitable avenue for businesses.
While there was a decrease in total capital, the number of businesses expanding overseas rose by 25% compared to the previous year, a positive indication of sustained international investment.
Vietnamese companies are currently engaged in investments across 79 countries and territories. High-tech agriculture stands out as a key strength for Vietnamese enterprises. The effectiveness of this company's overseas investment strategies is exemplified by nearly $3 billion invested in Russia and Australia.
Our international investment success is rooted in the adoption of high-tech agriculture, green economy principles, and circular economy models, all grounded in sustainable development. Beyond financial investments, we focus on upskilling farmers into proficient workers and nurturing engineers into industry experts. These trained professionals are then deployed to our overseas projects, where their expertise and skills play a crucial role in ensuring project success.
It's essential to establish transparent and advantageous policies for transferring investment capital overseas. Businesses require supportive measures that bolster their competitive edge against foreign counterparts. This includes tax incentives and backing for science and technology investments.
Information from the Ministry of Planning and Investment reveals that this year, foreign direct investment in Vietnam approached a notable $37 billion, with the actual realized capital estimated to surpass $23 billion, setting a new record for disbursements. This underscores the country's success in attracting foreign investment and its active role in overseas investments, positioning these capital flows as key drivers for Vietnam's developmental progress.
According to the Ho Chi Minh City Export Processing and Industrial Zones Authority, or HEPZA, industrial parks in Ho Chi Minh City have attracted over $1 billion in investment in 2023. This amount includes both new investments and adjustments to existing investments, which is nearly double in the initial plan for the year. Specifically, foreign investment reached more than $221 million, showing a growth of almost 12.5% compared to the same period last year. This investment consists of 60 new projects and 32 projects with increased adjusted capital. On the other hand, domestic investment has increased by nearly 124% during the same period, reaching over $761.6 million. This includes 44 new projects and 20 projects with capital adjustments. The export of agricultural products has been a notable success this year, with a turnover of over $53 billion and a trade surplus of $11 billion, the highest level in recent years. Vietnam has seen strong breakthroughs in products where it has a production advantage, such as rice and vegetables. Specifically, by mid-December, Vietnam had exported over 7.9 million tons of rice, valued at $4.5 billion. This represents an 11% increase in volume and a 29% increase in value compared to the same period last year. Rice and fruits, particularly the SD25 rice, played a significant role in agricultural exports in 2023, achieving record-breaking numbers. The sector's success is projected to persist into the following year, providing favorable export opportunities for key products such as rice, fruits, vegetables, and coffee.
This batch of fragrant rice is being prepared for shipment to Europe. The factory has received several visits from potential partners, which has resulted in numerous new orders.
A Japanese company wants to partner with us to export rice for their rice bran oil production, and another Taiwanese partner is interested in collaborating on organic farming.
In 2023, rice exports exceeded $4.5 billion, while fruits and vegetables made a record-breaking contribution of $5.6 billion to the industry.
The figure of $5.6 billion didn't happen by chance. It's the result of hard work by both farmers and businesses.
Factories are currently investing in and expanding to process products for high-value markets. This sustainable step aims to increase the value of Vietnam's agricultural products.
According to the latest update from the Vietnam Food Association, the current export price of 5% broken rice is approximately $653 per ton, with a peak of $663 per ton in early December. Businesses are now devising strategies for 2024, focusing on high-quality rice production and expanding export markets, particularly in challenging yet lucrative markets.
Global rice production is estimated to be close to 520 million tons, while consumption is expected to reach around 525 million tons, resulting in a surplus of nearly 5 million tons. Experts predict that world rice prices will remain high in 2024.
While high rice prices theoretically encourage countries to boost production, the unfavorable weather in many Asian nations has led to reduced production in the first quarter of 2024. The ongoing El Niño phenomenon until mid-2024 is expected to keep rice prices high due to the persistent low supply.
As of December the 15th, Vietnam's rice exports have reached a record of 7.9 million tons, generated $4.54 billion. During the recent rice festival, leaders from the Philippine Ministry of Agriculture expressed their plan to increase rice imports from Vietnam in the near future. Some Chinese customers have also committed to buying 150 to 200,000 tons of rice each year from this rice processing plant.
Our goal for 2024 is 700,000 tons, with 10 to 20% of our exports targeting high-quality markets such as Europe.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade acknowledges that the current rice prices are favorable for businesses. However, to manage the risks associated with the Indian market, companies should take a proactive approach and prepare for potential positive fluctuations in rice prices.
In 2024, if India lifts the export ban, prices may fall. It's important for businesses to stay informed, have contingency plans, and carefully choose when to sign contracts.
Experts recommend that businesses sign contracts when they already have rice in stock to avoid losses. This helps prevent unfavorable differences between the selling price and the purchasing price for farmers.
Before we move on to the next part of the bulletin, let's have a look at the exchange rate between the Vietnam dong and some world currencies in today's market. Coming up next on VTV News. People over 75 to be given priority in medical exam and treatment. And later on, Vietnamese art films rise to global prominence. Now moving on to other important updates, starting next year, individuals aged 75 and above will receive priority in medical examinations and treatments, as opposed to the previous requirements of being 80 years old. The law also introduces regulations pertaining to the allocation of the state budget for medical services, prioritizing individuals and meritorious services, the elderly, children, and people with disabilities. Additionally, individuals from low-income households, nearly low-income households, those residing in border areas, islands, or regions facing challenging economic and social conditions, as well as those with mental illnesses, leprosy, and infectious diseases classified as Group A or Group B, will also be included in this new regulation. As part of the roadmap to develop new-style rural areas, numerous localities in Vietnam have embraced community-based tourism as a means of creating livelihoods for residents. Join us on a trip to various community-based tourism destinations in northern Vietnam and witness firsthand how this tourism model has transformed the lives of the local population.
Gay Hamlet is home to 112 households of the Muong people in Hoa Binh province. Thanks to support from local authorities and tourism organizations, Sang runs a homestay business. He invested in refurbishing his house, transforming it into a homestay to attract tourists.
I attended a training class to learn how to start a homestay business in other localities. After gaining knowledge and experience, I participated in a community-based tourism model in my hamlet.
Da Bia is one of the most popular tourist destinations, featuring many specialties certified as OCOP products. We have instructed localities to develop community-based tourism and provide training for residents.
Located in the heart of the Xuân Sơn National Park, Cõi Village and Zoo Village boast pristine landscapes and fresh air. They are inhabited by the Muong and Dao people, who have a unique cultural identity. The ethnic locals have actively contributed to the development of the community-based tourism while also preserving their traditions and cultural values.
I hope that local authorities will provide more support for us, such as by building cooperatives to strengthen linkages among residents and create equal opportunities for us.
Every province and city is required to have at least one standardized and recognized tourist destination in rural areas by 2025. Localities should leverage their agriculture, ecological environment, and culture to develop community-based tourism. The construction of database platforms and digital maps for tourism destinations nationwide should be prioritized.
For the New Year holiday, many tourist destinations near Hanoi that are accessible by car have attracted a large number of tourists. According to the booking platform Must Go, the Hat Long cruise is almost fully booked, with a significant number of international guests. Accommodations in Sapa have also recorded an average occupancy rate of 90%. Specifically, five-star hotels in Sapa have reached about 70% capacity, and most of their low-cost rooms have already sold out. Additionally, the 3 to 4-star segment is also almost fully booked. The tourism festival Ningyo Lantern Night 2023 was held on the evening of December the 27th to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Hing City becoming a centrally run city. The event featured various engaging activities, including street music, promotional booths showcasing tourism and local cuisine. The opening ceremony included a special highlight, a drone-like performance to commemorate 20 years of building and developing Ningyo District. The festival also showcased a light show called Ningyo Night of Desire, which combined the artistry of nearly 1,000 high-tech LED lights, along with fire and smoke effects, and a 4-meter-high water column. Furthermore, visitors could admire the 80 large flower lantern models displayed at Khai Luang Canal. The festival will run until December the 30th. Mangan, an acclaimed ecotourism site in Kon Plong District, Kon Tum Province, is often referred to as the second Dalat in the Central Highlands. In recent years, Mangan has emerged as a prominent destination on Vietnam's tourism map. Local authorities have implemented strategic plans to transform Mangan into a national ecotourism area and establish a distinctive destination brand identity for the Central Highlands of an international scale.
Located on the eastern plateau of the Trường Sơn mountain range, Mangan is nestled among dense forests and surrounded by pine trees. With its primeval forests, breathtaking landscapes, and diverse range of plant and animal species, Mangan has the potential to become a national ecotourism area.
I read many reviews about Mangan. Most of them say Mangan is as captivating as Dalat. However, when I came here, I found this area truly amazing and unique.
Visitors to Mangan can enjoy specialities and old-crop products at the weekend market. Additionally, they have the opportunity to participate in various activities that allow them to discover the local culture and traditions of the Sedang people. Farm tours and culture tours have revitalized the area.
We have preserved our traditions. Since we have participated in community-based tourism, our lives has changed a lot. Previously, we worked as farmers, so we didn't earn much.
Mangan, known as one of the gold mines of the Central Highlands, has great potential to attract investors. By sustainably exploiting local resources and preserving its cultural heritage, Mangan is expected to develop its tourism industry in the future, leading to the sustainable development of the area.
We have coordinated with local authorities to introduce and promote Mangan as a promising tourist destination. We're hoping for more investment in Kon Plong District to turn Mangan into a must-visit destination on Vietnam's travel map.
Kon Tum authorities aim to attract 2.5 million tourist arrivals by 2025. To achieve this goal, cooperation between local authorities, businesses, and residents is key to building a tourism brand for Mangan in the future.
True to expectations, the capital city of Hanoi will be bustling with festive celebrations in this year-end holiday season. Cuisines, one of the city's best tourism products, is expected to stand in the limelight of those celebrations. Hanoi has incorporated famous night food markets and unique food craft villages into its long-term cuisine promotion as part of its tourism development roadmap.
Green sticky rice on the streets is easily one of the many autumn-winter delights for Hanoi residents. What sets green sticky rice truly apart from other food offers is its lotus leaf wrap that adds in just the right balance of moisture and fragrance.
I usually sell my rice on the street from as early as 5 a.m. This yoke was a hand-me-down from my mother-in-law, and it's been with me for 30 years now.
Nibbling each bite of the green sticky rice to feel the fragrance of green rice milk at your taste buds and drinking a cup of chamomile tea. It calms me and connects us emotionally.
For older generations of Hanoi citizens, foods have to be sensually stimulating on top of tasting good. This explains the diversification of spices following the five-element theory and the yin-yang balance. Hanoi's cuisine is not only rich in flavors but also proudly representative of traditional cultural values. Inseparable with the way of life in the city, the northern cuisine is a striking feature of Hanoi culture. The finest food of Hanoi people are all honored in the annual Hanoi Food and Tourism Festival. Some of those have been recreated for fine dining settings, including the 3 new Michelin 3-star restaurants. This is assuring for the city, as it has been striving to create a unique culinary branding.
Vietnamese art films have had a successful year, with many of them receiving prestigious international awards. The films that won awards this year all share a common feature: a strong connection to Vietnamese culture and identity. This demonstrates that directors are actively choosing to tell Vietnamese stories using contemporary cinematic language, employing world-class storytelling and filmmaking techniques. At this year's Cannes Film Festival, the Camera d'Or category, which honors the best first film, has recognized director Phạm Thiên Ân for his film Inside the Golden Cocoon. Through its uniquely slow pacing, wide frames, long scenes, and minimalist approach, director Ân diverges from the fast-paced nature of modern life, offering a deliberately slow film experience.
It's true that I chose the opposite path because cinema needs time to be felt. Viewers need to practice observing more instead of me showing them how to observe. I chose the slow cinematic style to give the audience space to think, immerse themselves in the films, and understand the inner worlds of the characters. It's like the audience is also a character in the movie. Sometimes, there are many elements between reality and dreams.
At the 2023 Cannes Film Festival, director Trần Anh Hùng won the Outstanding Director Award for his film La Passion de Dodin Buffon. That is the first time a Vietnamese origin director has won this award, and it also marks his first time competing for the Palme d'Or. Over the past 2 years, director Hà Lệ Diễm's documentary Children of the Mist has also garnered attention from the international press and was even shortlisted as one of the top 15 best documentary films at the Oscars 2023. Additionally, in the previous year, Glorious Ashes, directed by Bùi Thạc Chuyên, became the first Vietnamese film to compete at the Tokyo Film Festival. It subsequently won the Best Film category at the Three Continents Festival in Nantes, France. Most recently, it was selected to compete in the Best International Film category at this year's Oscars.
These films have effectively utilized Vietnamese cultures. For example, Glorious Ashes by director Bùi Thạc Chuyên is bringing to the surface of cultures unique to the Mekong Delta region, especially the characteristics of the women in this region.
These films showcase the passions of filmmakers in bringing audiences back to authentic cinema experience. They provide viewers with an opportunity to immerse themselves in the movie and engage in deep thinking, thereby enhancing the reputation of Vietnamese film industry.
Coming up next in our world news. North Korea directs military to strengthen combat capability. And later on, Therapy Pony brings some relief to patients at palliative care hospices. Moving on to our world news, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un ordered the military, munitions industry, and nuclear weapons sector to enhance combat capability in preparation for countering what he called unprecedented confrontational moves by the U.S. These remarks were made during his speech on the direction of policies for the new year at the 9th plenary meeting of the 8th Central Committee of the ruling Workers' Party. Additionally, he stated that Pyongyang would expand strategic cooperation with independent countries in response to the rapidly changing geopolitical situation. Kim Jong-un's comments came just a week after he declared that Pyongyang would not hesitate to launch a nuclear attack if provoked by an enemy with nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, Seoul, Tokyo, and Washington have increased defense cooperation and recently activated a system to share real-time data on North Korean missile launches. Earlier this month, a U.S. nuclear-powered submarine arrived in the South Korean port city of Busan, and joint drills involving long-range bombers were conducted with Seoul and Tokyo. South Korea has signed a contract to buy an additional 20 F-35A stealth fighter jets from Lockheed Martin, a U.S. arms company. Between 2019 and 2022, the country purchased a total of 40 F-35A stealth fighters. The delivery of the additional stealth fighters is scheduled to begin in 2027. This purchase is part of the second phase of South Korea's fighter experimental project, which is estimated to cost approximately $3.3 billion. The South Korean government stated that this purchase is intended to enhance the country's response capabilities. In many parts of the world, animals have long been used to support people with various health issues, with advocates claiming a range of benefits such as releasing endorphins and easing loneliness. In Moscow, ponies have been used to bring some relief and spreading a little joy to patients who are in palliative care. Join us in the following report to discover more.
Volunteer Anastasia Kozer and her pony, Dietrich, have been visiting hospices around Moscow for over a year. Kozer said she had been aware of ponies and miniature horses being used in Europe and the United States to bring comfort to people with stress or illness. She decided to do the same, and with the help of a friend got in a hospice, and soon after it all began.
Dietrich is just wonderful. I want to share him with everybody. I thought that people in hospices didn't have an opportunity to visit a stable or have contact with animals, and I think they lack this animal companionship, animal warmth. I take pleasure in being able to give people this opportunity to touch a beautiful, furry, soft, and kind animal.
The pony is playful and has a habit of smacking his lips, which he apparently developed when kept in a field and used it to attract the attention of passers-by who were immediately charmed and offered him treats.
Somebody wants to see or talk on the phone with a relative who hasn't been seen in a long time. I had a patient who wanted just to wait until the start of summer to get a walk outside and simply touch the grass. Unfortunately, she didn't manage to do that. So people need different things.
Medical staff and hospice professionals in Moscow agree many of their patients miss being able to pet an animal or care for a pet, so Dietrich's visits can be joyful and a positive distraction for some long-term patients.
Up next is the weather forecast. And that is all that we have for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can visit our website or YouTube channel or download a mobile app VTVgo for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.